Hello everyone, welcome to Illustresa. Today I'll be discussing about a very interesting topic which many of you have asked me, that how to start learning ETABS API. So those who are not familiar with ETABS API, it is nothing but a language or the way to interact with the software program, whether it is ETABS, whether it is SAP 2000, whether it is SAFE. The software programs developed by CSI has its own a way of interacting with the software using different programming languages like C Sharp, like Python, then VBA. So today we'll be discussing about how to learn ETABS API for Python. That means how using Python or writing small scripts using Python you can interact with the software program. So why actually Python or any other programming languages require to interact with software? Because software has pretty good interface, different options uh, using which we can easily model, we can easily define that, you can say materials and all. Whatever you want you can do is using this graphical user interface itself. But there are some tasks which are complicated or which we need to do repeatedly. There are some tasks, suppose I want to extract a data and I want to create some report, I want to create some graph. So maybe it is not available in ETABS. So you can create that using your Excel VBA, that means Visual Basics for Application, which is available with Excel. If you know Python, you can use Python for that. There are different libraries in Python to create the graphs, create charts, create your whatever you want actually. So the things which we cannot, or you can say we cannot directly get from the software program, or cannot perform in the software program using the API given by the developers, and using the programming languages that we know, we can actually do those things, right? So now I will tell you today that how you can start learning ETABS API with for Python actually. Okay, so first of all, the first requirement that is which is you have to be, I mean, you have to have ETABS installed in your local computer. Along with that, as we are discussing about Python programming language, so you should have Python installed in your you can say local computer, right? So uh, uh, how to install Python, how to install the ideally or IDE. So all these things you will find different thousands of videos on different platforms like YouTube and other open source platform. Also, you'll find those videos you can watch, and you can simply install you can say Python in your computer, right? So once you have Python installed and ETABS installed in your computer program, in your computer or PC, then we can uh, start learning ETABS API. So to start learning ETABS API, we need to first know that what are the formats or scripts that we need to follow, right? Because we don't know what language this software follow. I mean, what is the uh, script, or what is the format of scripts that this software program follows, right? So for that, the developers have given us this API library. So how will you find this API library? If you have ETABS installed in your computer, so you can simply click on, I mean, you can right click on the icon of the ETABS, or if you not have the icon here in the desktop, you can also search here and you can find out that, right? So I have this icon here, I'll right click on this, and if I click on this open file location, automatically it will open the you can say installation folder for the ETABS, right? So in the installation folder, if you just scroll up, you will find this file CSI API ETABS version 1.chm. If you just double click on this file, it will open the library. So this is a documentation, and here everything about ETABS, SAP, and SAFE API is given, right? So now we have opened for ETABS, so it will be given in the sense of ETABS, right? So if I just open these you can say examples. You can see the examples are given for different programming languages. We have C sharp, we have C++, MATLAB, Python, right? So today we'll be discussing regarding Python. So if I just click on this Python com, if you see, this whole example is given here, and with this example different things are explained, different tasks are explained, right? And there are other things also what you can, which we can do uh, 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 rather, I mean, without using these you can say this example also. uh, Maybe there are not direct examples, but by following the script and by following this example we can easily do the task that we want to do actually, right? So I'll tell you how to, the approach that you should use to learn API. So first of all, we'll open this example, and we'll be uh, requiring some packages to install. So these packages will actually provide you the libraries uh, 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 which have the requirement, I mean the required I can say libraries for interacting with etabs, right? So the package which we'll be installing is com types, right? So how to install that, you can see here uh, there are 3 steps given. So first of all, you have to download and install Python, which I have already done. Then we have to install comp types like package, right? So to install that, here they have given a script, right? And we have to put it in the command prompt. What I will do, first of all, I will go to my search bar, I will write cmd, I will right click on this, run as administrator. Remember, you have to give the administrator you can say permission, otherwise it will not work. So I'll click on this run as administrator, I'll click on yes. So now I have this window available with me, right? So what I will do, I have to go back to my C drive here. So I will just go back by using this cd dot dot enter, cd dot dot enter. So we got into this C drive now. So I'll just copy this portion Python. If I just copy this portion, Python space dash am space pp install comp types, I'll go here, I'll paste it here, and I'll press enter. So now it will start installing the package. So you can see successfully installed comp types 1.4.11, right? So now this installation of the package is done, correct? So now you can directly use your command prompt to write the Python script, because once you install Python in your local computer, uh, the ID is already installed. So using the command prompt itself, if you can write. But now what I have done to make our tasks easy, no, none of us, those who are familiar with Python, we hardly use the command prompt. What we do, we install a third party you can say IDE, right? Integrated Development Environment. So what I have done in our case, I have installed an IDE called PyCharm, right? So I will just open PyCharm. So I will, let me open this. This is PyCharm. Okay. So this is an IDE, integrated development environment, where you can write and debug the Python scripts, right? So here I have created one project already named etabs API. So if you want to know how to create a project, you can just go to here. You can click on new project, right? And you can give this a name and click on create. So it will be creating a project for you, right? So I have this project. Now what I will do, I'll right click on this project, I'll click on new, and I'll click on Python file. I'll name it as etabs API intro. Okay, I'll name it as etabs API intro, and I'll press enter. So now I have the place where I'll be writing the scripts. Okay, so what I will do, I will keep these windows side by side. Okay, so sorry, I'll open my etabs here, and I will also keep my API library here, right? the document here. Fine. So now I think my recorder is open here. Let me just keep it this side. I hope this is visible. What I have done, I have you can say kept the PyCharm window here. I have kept the API documentation here and also kept my etabs here, so that side by side you can do what I'm doing. So first of all, what I have to do, I have to import the you can say library from comtypes package, right? So here you can see they have whatever none. They have written import comtypes.client. So the same thing we need to write it here. So I will just write import comtypes. You can see now the comtypes is coming here, comtypes.client. So empty client, right? So now if I just run it, you should check whether it is working. So I'll just press shift F10 to run it. So you can see it is giving some error here, right? So you may also get this error whenever you have any ID that you are using. When I'm using this PyCharm, it is giving this error that it is unable to find the module, right? That means this comp type that we have installed, this module, this PyCharm is unable to you can say extract, right? So for that, what you have to do, I'll just go to this main menu, and I'll click on settings, and here you will find this project called etabs API. Okay, under this etabs API you have this Python interpreter, right? You can also click here Python interpreter. You can see in the Python interpreter the comp type is not available, right? So how to add the comp type? So you just have to click on this add interpreter. uh, okay, no, sorry, I do not have to click the add interpreter. I have to click on this package. Actually, I'll not be adding the interpreter, I'll be adding the package. So I'll just click on this plus button, and here I will search for comp types. So I will search for comp types, and you can see this comp types is available here. I'll select this, I'll click on install package. So it will be installing the package. You can see it is saying package comp types installed successfully. So I'll just close it, and I'll click on OK. So now if I again run this script by using this button, or you can also press shift F10 in PyCharm. So now you can see it is giving you the exit code 0. That means now this code is running. Okay, so now what we have done, we have imported the you can say the libraries from the context package, correct? So now to interact with etabs, what are the things we need to do? So if you just read out this script, you can see there are text written. Okay, uh, you can read this. I will just give you an example. So suppose what I want to do, obviously I need to create an uh, get an object. Okay, so here if you have the software program opened, so in that case it is different. In case you want to open with your click, in that case that will be different. So if you read this out, you will easily understand, because very, I mean, the Python scripts and the API which has been given here, it is very easy. Actually, you can read it out and you will understand what they are trying to say, tell you actually, right? So now first of all, what I will do, I will create a API helper. Okay, I'll create a API helper object. So you can see here, helper equal to comtypes.client.create object, and this thing we need to write. So you can easily copy this from here, or you can write it. I will also tell you that without creating a helper, how we can do. So what I will do, I will just copy this from here and I'll paste it in the second line. Okay, and now what I will do, I will create an etabs object. So the similar, you can see here, get the active etabs object. So if you have a etabs running, okay, if you not want to open a etabs, if you want to work on the you can say the instance of etabs which is already running in your computer. So in that case, you will be using this. So I will write etabs. So this is whatever name you want to provide. So I will just name it similarly, etabs object equal to. So you can see here, uh, helper dot get object they have written, right? So I will just copy this similarly from here. See, you do not have to always write and remember everything. You just have to follow what they have written. Okay. So helper dot get object. You can say, then you can say a parent bracket. Then you have to give quote, right? CSI dot etabs dot API dot etabs object. Correct. So these are the basic strings you have to write. Basic. You can say uh, steps that you have to follow before you jump into anything that you want to perform, right? So once we are done with this, the next thing that we need to do is to create a SAP model, right? So I will create a SAP model. SAP model equal to, so if you see here, the uh, format that they have given, in my case, my etabs object I have not written. I have written only etabs object, so it will be etabs object dot SAP model. SAP model. Okay. Etabs object dot SAP model. Correct. We have created this, right? Now if I run this, so you will see there is no error. It is giving exit code 0. Correct. So nothing has happened to our etabs. Whatever we have opened, this is only because we have not performed any task. It is just the to initialize or to begin with interacting with the software. You have to write this script. So once you understand, or once you read this out, this green text, you will understand how you are connecting with the software program, right? So now once we have you can say done with the few basic steps that we should do. Now let me show you one more thing, that rather creating this helper, you can actually directly uh, do this thing actually. So what I will do, I will just make this a comment, so that it will, the interpreter will not run this. So I'll make it comment, and rather using this helper, what I will do, I will directly write this script, com types dot client dot create object. Okay, I'll copy this and I'll paste it, and let us see whether it works or not. So if I just run it, no, it is giving some error uh in the line 3, I think. Okay, so that means it will not work. We need to perform this the step that we have seen previously. Anyway, so you can do these things. I mean, you can try different things. Now the helper is not working because I have made it comment, so I'll just made it a script again. I'll run it. Now it is fine. Anyway, so once you're done with these basic steps, so let us say that we'll be creating a load pattern. There are different other things. You can create material properties, you can create section properties, right? So just to give you an example, let us say we'll be creating a load pattern which is not available in etabs. So I will go to etabs, I'll go to define load patterns, and you can see by default there are two load patterns available. So what I will do, I will just delete these load patterns. Okay, one load pattern, I mean, it is keeping, so let it be. I'll just click on OK. So you can see there are only one load pattern available live, and suppose I want to create this dead load pattern, right? So what I will do, let us jump into the you can say uh, the API document again, and if you scroll down somewhere, you will find this add load pattern, right? So what they have done, they have created a they have defined load type other equal to 8, So what is this 8? I'll be telling you in a while. And then they have run this script, return equal to what return you want, SAP model dot load patterns dot add. So this is the pattern, or this is the you can say syntax that you have to follow. And in bracket that we have one. What is this one? I will tell you. Then load type other that we have defined here. So load type other is referring to something which is number 8. Okay. And then we have a one factor, one value, which is 0 for other cases, and then we are putting it as true. So how to understand this script, how to understand this, you can say, what should I say, this syntax. Okay, so to understand this syntax, what are these values, what is this load type other, okay, so what is this number 8? So to understand this, I will just, let me make it bigger. What I will do, see, this is it's not a one day process. You cannot learn this API in just one day. You have to spend time. You have to invest your time in this. Okay, you have to read it out properly. Even I have also started with this, so I thought of sharing with all of you. So first of all, what I will do, I will go to search button, and you can see here I have already written. You can search load pattern. So you can see these many things are coming. Okay, load pattern methods. If you double click here, see load patterns methods. So you can see there are different methods which is corresponding to the load patterns. And here there is a option called add. That means how to add the load pattern. So if I just click on this, you can see there is a string given. There is a string given. What is this? First of all, we need to keep the string name. So this is for C sharp, and the same string will be followed in other languages also. First of all, we need to keep the name. Then we need to keep the load pattern type. Okay. Then we need to keep the self-weight multiplier for the load pattern. And then we need to keep add analysis case, whether it is for analysis. So if you read this here, name, first parameter is name of the new load pattern. Second parameter is my type, what type of load it is. So the load type which is defined there as 8, so you can find it from here. So if you just click on here, etabs version dot e load pattern type, so you can see there are these many load pattern names, and there are one value which is assigned to these names. Okay, so what I will do, I will keep this here again, and I will define this objects here. Okay, these are called objects. So I'll be defining this object. Suppose dead equal to 1. Okay, super dead, I'm writing the similar name. Okay, super dead equal to 2. Let us say few similar. Live load already we have defined. Let us say quick equal to 5, whatever load case you want. Maybe wind equal to, let us say 6, right? And maybe other type I'll define other equal to 8. So now if you see that, if I go back to the script again here, so these are the parameters that I should have while adding the load pattern, and this is the method load patterns dot add method. Okay, so if you go down, so you can see here for VBA they have given this example. So what is the pattern? SAP model dot load patterns dot add. So you can see here it is written here load patterns dot add, right? So SAP model dot load patterns dot add. Then we have to give first the name of the load pattern that we want to keep, the load pattern type. Okay, and for Python, if I just go back there again, last one is add analysis case. So if the item is true, a linear static load case to corresponding to the new load pattern is added. So that means if you want to automatically create a load case corresponding to this load pattern, so automatically that load case will be created in your load case list, right? So if I just go back to etabs again, define load cases, and let us delete, okay, the dead load case is also not available, right? So let it be. Now I will show you how we are interacting with this. So I will again go back to my, you can say Python example. So I'll go to content. I will go to my Python example here with comp types. And if I go down, you will see uh, this is the pattern that we should follow, right? So load type other 8 means they have actually defined a other type load. So you can see if you define 6, so it will be a wind type load. Okay, if you define 5, it will be a earthquake load pattern. If you define it as 2, it will be a super dead load pattern. So from there you will be understanding that what this 8 means. Okay, these values 1 0 0 0 0 0, so these are the self-weight multiplier. So it will be only 1 in case of the dead load, which will be corresponding to the self-weight of the structure, and for all other cases it will be 0. And obviously we want to create a load case corresponding to the load pattern, so it will be always true. If you make it false, it will create the load pattern but it will not create the load case, correct? So let us write this. Okay, we have defined the you can say objects under which we have assigned the load type numbers. Okay, so now we will run. So this return equal to also not required. If you directly write this, it will also work. So if I just write it, suppose SAP model dot load. So this similar pattern you have to follow. Load pattern. I'm showing you a very simple example. These things you can easily do in the ETABS GUI itself, but just to show you the way I'm telling it. Okay, so here I will, under a quotation, I will write the load case name. Suppose I want to keep the load case name as load pattern name as dead, and then comma, then I have to keep the load type. Okay, so the my load type will be dead. Okay, okay, so dead already I have got here. I'll press comma. So when I am writing dead, it is actually assigning the load type number 1 here. Okay, so as I made this object dead equal to 1, so automatically this load type number 1 is assigned here. Okay, so then I will have to give the self-weight multiplier, which is which will be 1 for this particular case. And suppose I want to also create the load case for this, so it will be true. So it is a boolean, right? True or false. So I will keep it up to here. Let us create another case. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here. And suppose I want to create a, let us say, live load already there. So let us say a live load which is greater than 3. Okay, the type, it will be similar to this. Okay, live load we have not defined, right? So let me define a different case, maybe temperature case. Okay, temperature case, and the type will be, here I am keeping the type as other, self-weight multiplier 0. And suppose I want to only define the load pattern, I do not want to create a load case. Okay, so I'll just to give you an example, so I'm writing it as false. Okay, so these two load patterns will be defining. For one, a load case will be created. For the other, the load case will not be created, as I kept it false, right? So I just have to run the script. So I'll just run it. Okay, so there is some mistake here. What it at line number 10. Okay, I think return we need to write. Okay, sometimes I try to do something new, but it doesn't work. Anyway, I will just write it as it is. Return equal to, fine. Okay, now if I run it, it should work now. No, what it is saying? Did you mean load patterns? Oh, sorry. Actually, in the script, it should be load patterns. Yeah, that means this return, I didn't see the code earlier. I mean the error note here. This basically I need to keep it an S here, right? Now let me run. Yeah. Now it is fine. So now if I just go back to my etabs, I have already run the script. So if I go back to my etabs and if I go to define load patterns, you can see automatically there are two loads added. One is dead load with self weight multiplier 1, another one is temperature load with type other. Now if I go back to my load case, you can see only one case created, dead. Okay, if I modify it under this, the load pattern is dead, right? But the temperature load is not added here in the load case list because I have kept it as false. Now let me uh, create some object. Okay, so let us say if I want to create a frame object here. Okay, so let us say I will not run this now. Okay, I'll just keep it as comment. Now the task that I'll be performing is for creating some object. So let us go back to, let us see where we have this object creation. Add frame object with coordinates, suppose. Okay, we want to create the you can say object with coordinates. So for this you don't have to search for it, you can easily understand that it is just giving the coordinate of two, you can say two ends. Okay, and it is defining the frame name. Okay, is defining the frame name. If you want to keep the frame name, you can actually add it. Okay, as an it is defining three objects and it is keeping some name here, right? So if you want to see how this is, I mean what is the format of this script, again you have to search for the frame object. So I will just go to search and I will write it, suppose set frame. Okay, it is unable to find something, so let me just write it, frame obj object. Yeah, so frame force method, frame join force method, no. I just write list of topics with frame. Yeah, if I go to frame object interface here and add by coordinate. Okay, so here you'll see the script. So first is we need to put the you can say the coordinate of the two nodes of a single member, right? And then we have the string name of the you can say the member or the object. I mean the uh, line element that we'll be creating, the property name. So if you want to assign a property to your frame object, then you have to define a property and you just have to write the name of that property here. uh, then you can see here these things you can write the name of the, this is the name of that program. You can ultimately assigns for the frame object. Okay, property if you want to assign, otherwise it will be assigning default, so that's why it is optional. Username, this is an optional. User specified name for the frame object is optional. And this is also coordinate system also, it is optional because it will be assigning the default coordinate system, right? Obviously we'll be going with the global coordinate system while modeling it, so let it be as the default. So these are the default values. Okay, these are the default values. Username you can keep. Okay, username you can keep if you want, but obviously the string name, I mean the name of the frame object will be keeping by ourselves, so let it be, right? So you can easily read this and you can then go back to your Python script, the example, okay, for creating the frame object. So what they have done, they have created some object here with you can say a vacant name. There is no name. You do not have to create this object if you're writing the object name directly here. Okay, so suppose I will show you two ways. Suppose one, I am defining as they have done frame uh frame name, whatever they have written. Okay, frame name one equal to, suppose I'm keeping a name as, suppose let us say frame 1. Okay, and then I'm writing this script. What is the script? So sap model equal to, sorry, sap model dot frame object. So this format I'll be following, right? Frame object dot add by coordinate. So frame obj dot add by coordinate, right? Fine. Exactly similarly you need to write whatever they have given, and then I need to give the you can say coordinates. So the first node of the object, suppose it will be at 0 0, so 0 comma 0 comma 0, and then you'll be starting the second node. So for the second node, suppose I want to create a 10-meter long frame object, so along x direction. So the first point is x direction, so I'll keep 10. It is 10 unit, so whatever unit is defined there in the items model, okay, in the file, so the similar unit will be following. I have not set any unit here, I mean from this using this script. Okay, so 10 comma 0 comma 0. Okay, fine. So the coordinate is done. Then what you need to write it here, the name of the frame. So after the coordinate, suppose I want to write the name of the frame, which I will give frame name 1. Okay, so it will be taking the name as frame 1. Okay, as I have defined the frame name 1 object as frame 1, correct? And then I have to write what it is, a you can say uh, reference name, right? These things are optional, these three are optional, so even if you are not writing it, automatically it will take. This is the property name, this is the name that you want to keep, right? And this is the coordinate. So I do not want to assign these things, so let it be as it is. So I'll just, because these three will be considered as default. Okay, so now if I just keep this model active, and if I run the script here, you should see an object here created, whether it is created or not. Okay, it is not created. Why? Let me run it again. Something is there. Okay, it is created actually twice. If you see, let me just turn off the access. Okay, and if I run this, so there is something which is created already. It is very small. Okay, it is very small, right? I think our unit is in so that's why it is creating in very small unit. Let me delete this, and let me make this as, suppose, 10,000. Okay, and if I now run this, okay, so you can see this is the object that they have created with some default section parameter. Okay, some default section parameter it has assigned, and it has created this object, correct? Now if you want to see the name, if I just right click on this, so some label it has assigned, and what is the name of this object? So if I just go here, section name apply, oh, it is the section name, but is there any name for this object? Because I have assigned some name frame 1, it should be visible. No, it is not visible. Why? It has not assigned the name of this object. I don't know. Let me see. In that case, this frame name 1, it should not be vacant, right? Frame name 1. Let me search it. So this way actually we need to see one by one what it actually tells us. Name, if you see, this is the name that program ultimately assigns for the frame object. If no username is specified, okay, if no username is specified, the program assigns a default name to the frame object. Okay, so as I have not defined the username, okay, so that's why in my case the program has assigned default name to the frame. So in my case this will not work. I need to define a default name. So what I will do, let me see what if I just go to here, material property, sorry, maybe what is the string property name. If I see the property name, suppose section property frame sections, I have this property name called, suppose, conc bm. So after the frame name I will assign the property name as conc conc bm, concrete beam, exactly how it is written, right? Then I will give an username of uh, you can say maybe 1, right? And then I'll keep it as it is. Okay, I will just under give 1. So what I have done, if you see the script, I have assigned a property. Okay, rather keeping it as default, I have assigned a property. So this concrete beam, which is already defined. I have kept a string name, username, which is 1, and the string system, the coordinate system, I have kept it default, right? So now if I go back to etabs, if I delete it, I'm just learning with all of you, so just doing some trial and error. If I just run this, it should work. Okay, it has created the object here, you see, right? So if you just right click on this, it has given an unique name of 1, right? And what is the property which is assigned? Sectional property. It has not assigned anything. It is not assigned anything now. Why? Okay, it has not assigned because I have written a wrong name. Okay, I think so. Let me again try it. I will delete this. I'll again run it. Fine. I hope it is created. Yeah. Right click. Yeah, you can see the concrete beam property is assigned as I have given concrete beam. The unique name they have kept 1. Now if I want to keep, and let us say I will create another one, I'll just copy this just to check whether what we have understood it is correct or not. Okay, why the name of the object is keeping something, what I have kept here, it is not putting it actually, is keeping a different name. So that means this has nothing to do with what we are writing here. So this name will be assigned to the object. Okay, this name will be assigned to the object. Let me see if I create another one uh, which will start from 10, maybe 11,000. Okay, or maybe I will make it like this, that the starting point of this will be 10,000, and then it will go again 10 meter up, so 10x. I'll also give z as 10 meter, right? And this frame name, I think it is not required, so I will keep it vacant as they have kept, right? And what I will do here, I will name it as 1001. Okay, and let me now make this as comment. I do not want to run the script again, and let me run this. So it has given exit code 0. That means my model, I mean my code was correct. You can see it has created another object. If I right click on this object, yes, so the unique name assigned to this object is 1001. The property, it has assigned concrete beam, CONC right? And the coordinate is obviously, if you see this coordinate, so you can see it is x is equal to 10, z equal to 10, right? So this way you can interact with, suppose I want to create an let us play with this. Suppose I want to create a triangle. So now my first point will be 0 0 0. Okay, my second point will be 10 0 10, and I'll name this as suppose 1 0 0 2. Okay, I'll just click run. If I just refresh it, you can see I have created a triangle. Okay, so this is a very simple task. We are not supposed to perform this task by writing Python scripts. I am writing it just to show you, because when you are learning it by creating this small tasks, by doing this small tasks, you will understand how it is actually working. Like we have understood this frame name, it is not, it is actually corresponding to the username that we are assigning. Okay, so you do not have to write anything here, you can keep it vacant. Okay, and then I mean this object you can keep it vacant, and then you can use a username here, which will be automatically assigned to the element, right? So once you perform these things, then only you will understand that how this API is working or interacting with the software. So how Python is interacting with the software through API, right? So I hope you have got an overview, you have got an idea how you should start learning and how you should practice uh, 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 to learn ETABS API and through Python. So once you want to create, you can say advanced scripts, obviously you have to have knowledge of Python. Okay, basic knowledge of Python, and then by seeing these APIs, you can develop your own scripts, your own plugins, right? Maybe you can do extract some forces, extract some you can say data from the model that you have, and you can analyze it in the Excel or whatever, wherever you want, right? Because there are packages like pandas and all, which interacts with Python, I mean which connects, you can say Excel with Python. So one side you can interact with ETABS, you can extract the data from ETABS and you can put it in the Excel. So for this you also have to have fundamental knowledge of Python programming language, and the, you can say, libraries available for this, packages available for the Python, right? So this is it for today. uh, I hope you will start your journey to learn ETFs API soon, and I hope my video will be helping you to know how to start with. Okay, thank you. And if you have any suggestion, if you have any you can say queries, you can always write me in the comment. And for my upcoming videos, if you have any suggestion, you can always write in the comment, or if you are connected with me through the social media platforms, you can also let me know. I will try to make videos on those topics as per my understanding and as per my knowledge. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next lecture.